Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Mighty Misfit Menagerie, or...
Chaz, are you flossing? Is that
No.
Are
Is that how you floss?
Well, I don't know, like mental floss,
Like thunder.
Oh, I see.
thunder, or are you? Never mind.
Doing
Brain
shake
floss.
weights? Yes.
No, not shake weights.
This is a family stream, Margarita.
We had a 15-year-old in this room yesterday.
Yesterday.
Two days ago.
2 days ago?
Yes.
I'm not good at time.
Time strap.
When the fuck does it become a family stream?
I mean, when we had the 50-year-old DM, he dropped F-bombs more than ever.
I think it was challenge. I think it was the thought process of, oh, we should probably have cleaner language that then made everybody curse more.
That's true.
I'm like, well, he's probably heard it.
And you haven't seen this actually on Twitch or YouTube yet, but keep an eye out because it is on its way.
Yes, indeed it is. And speaking of something else that's on its way, a recap. I can
Yes,
feel it
I
in
need
the
one.
air. So the barometric pressure change, yes. I
Got
can
a
feel
fever,
it.
and the only cure is a recapitation.
Hey! Guess what? We had just found our way into the bottom of Motherhorn. Yes. And there was this bossy lady, and she was giving out orders, and we were like instantly in respect of her. Because when we see a woman giving orders, we're like, yes, she should be respected. But then it turned out she was kind of an asshole. So we're watching her, we're in hiding, and then Cody's like, I'm going to go get that Briganock that's in there chained to a lamp. Snuck in, grabbed him, snuck back out. The Briganock like clutched a bunch of papers as Cody was taking him out. Cody's like, okay, let's talk. What's the deal? But then all of a sudden, the asshole in the other room, she screams because she's realized her Briganock has been kidnapped. Didn't take her long. She's obviously very astute. So then Solstice is like, I got this. I'm a natural chameleon. Let me pretend to be a performer. I gave that Briganock a break. Let's chat. She fell for it for so long.
Yes.
It was impressive. But eventually she caught on to the ruse and she was like, attack.
I don't think she did. She was just jealous of you.
That you might have staged her.
Oh,
So she
okay.
believed you were a rival actor the whole time.
I thought she was like joking, like, I will not be upstaged by somebody sneaking into the castle or whatever.
My like mental justification was she saw that you had an assistant. And that was like,
Yes.
I
Thank you.
who's
You
got
saved
support
the
staff.
ruse. So they're talking, then there's a fight breaks out. So then she runs away and leaves a bunch of props that come to life that we then have to kill.
Hilarious.
That was
It was a good battle.
fantastic.
Some fun props. Her name was Skyla, something like that.
take it.
Okay. Sure. The Briganock we saved, Gulno, he's like, yo, these were the plans for some horrible machines. We need to destroy them. So he throws them in the fire. Excellent. So then we kind of start exploring a little bit more. We find a couple of goblins. Percy feeds one of them. So now he has a new best friend. And that goblin's like, I'm going to help you. I know where a key is. And we're like, cool. We probably need keys. You know, if Link taught us anything. So then we also learn that the hag is boarded up in a tower in the belfry and the other one is asleep, I think. That's the notes I wrote, but not yes, good. Okay.
Sure.
Then
As far as they were aware.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure I got that information
Yes.
right. And then we find a big amphitheater and an elevator that leads up to it. So Cade's like, what's going on? There's a bunch of actors. They're like rehearsing. And then there's a bunch of darklings in the audience, like watching stoically, which that's what any actor wants, right? You just watch in silence. So okay, even worse.
Right?
Can't even see their eyes. So Cade walks out and he's like, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm totally supposed to be here. And a black figure in the back leaves immediately. Recapitated.
And that is where you stand as stage fright approaches you and goes, oh, fantastic.
Wait, his name is Stage Fright?
yes.
Love it.
Fantastic. We've been expecting you. The lady has been very excited for your entry.
I've been expected to be expected.
All right. So, he kind of looks up and around. So there's not much time. Generally, we would need to do...
And he starts to kind of grab some bags and starts to hand out different prop items to you and to Cody.
Generally, we would have more time for performance, but given the nature of your entry and the timing of whatnot...
And he turns back to the other actors that are on stage and kind of ushers them away as you see a high elf, a goblin, and a mountain dwarf all ushering from where they had been back into the wings once more.
It'll be a tragedy. Do you have something prepared already?
Kate, what's going on?
What kind of performance are you expecting? As we have many prepared.
Well, if you want this to go well,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to need to be gruesome,
Mm-hmm.
sad,
Okay.
possibly darkly funny, and nobody can escape unscathed.
It's a perfect story we should tell about when we killed her sister.
Now, is
That
it...
might be a great idea.
Except we kill all the kids in this version.
Gruesome.
Yes.
Darkly funny.
Is it just the two of you? We were expecting more.
Oh, I do apologize, and I make a big show to like.
Okay.
Is he
Do we
signaling
hear
to us?
that?
You're right there, so
It's Solstice back there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Solstice and Joker are on the far end of the hallways. I don't know how they're supposed
Keeping,
to hear.
yeah, we were keeping watch to see nothing was going to be approaching from the other end.
Huh? Do you need me?
As I'm like gesturing out looking at stage fright, gesturing out my people.
Cody Lilac, I'm assuming you got my rider with the things that I usually get when I perform.
Yes, we do require dew of the mountain.
Yes.
I'm so sorry if there's been a miscommunication. There will be nothing until the lady has been satisfied.
Oh, we always satisfy our ladies.
Show me the lady, and I can take care of this very quickly. I don't need the rest.
And he steps out into the center of this stage area. Kind of looking up, you can both see that there's balconies higher up above the actual seating. And in the center of the room is this large contraption with these glowing colored orbs and several goblins hanging from this scaffolding that are adjusting it. A spotlight following stage fright as he makes his way towards the center.
I drop into a squat. Wait, by lady, do you think he means the hag?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to have sex with the hag, kids.
No one's having sex with any hags.
Did you come forward?
I would wait until they're.
Yeah,
Sure.
Are you guys gonna
Yeah, when they come as a
we'll
group.
approach. And if I remember correctly, I'm still a spider.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And you
I'm
will.
staying a spider.
You should have at least done a short rest.
Planning for battle? That doesn't sound.
No, we did do a short rest, didn't
We
we?
did.
Down before we came up. Like this was when you like fed the goblins and stuff.
Yes, because I had, if I remember correctly, I was supposed to have my wild shapes. I don't know.
The shape of the wild? Okay. Let's see.
Had we or had we not rested?
I don't think we have.
I
I
don't
don't
think we
think so. I know we talked about it at
We
least.
took a short rest. I know we took a short rest. I don't know if we
I
took
Well,
think
that's
that
what I'm
was
saying. I don't
before
think we
we-
took a short
Yeah.
rest
I don't think we did
because
either.
I started to do that, and then I remember we were talking to Coulter, and he was like, "I don't know if you did."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my hit points are still down a few.
He calls up to the highest balcony about 40 feet above the stage level, where you see a shadowed figure with glinting opera glasses looking down onto the performance area, and calls out,
My great and gruesome lady, the performers, guests, outsiders, you have expected.
The Witchlight Knights.
The Witchlight Knights have arrived into your glorious theater. They are preparing a phenomenally terrifying tragedy, and the performance will begin promptly in 10 minutes.
There's no response from above. He rushes back.
It's called Hither Unto Me Death.
We were debating on hither onto my tither, but we decided against it.
To me death!
And who's gonna play the hack?
All right, if you follow me, I can get you to the props room, but we must hurry. She likes promptness.
Of course.
Thank you.
Is what you hear.
The spider says, of course.
Mildly disconcerting.
Disconcerting.
She also says if she doesn't get some dew of the mountain soon, she's going to eat everyone else in the stage production.
And she's done it before.
I've been very clear of the terms. I have no power over this.
Well, then you better get some dew of the mountain, haven't you?
I suppose we'll let the Darklings see to that.
Yes. As many of the Darklings that can be set to that task as possible.
The room is choked with a variety of props and costumes. There seems to be no order to the place whatsoever. Can I have each of you roll
there it is.
a d8?
Eight.
Ooh, me too.
Okay, one of you re-roll.
I will. 4.
Okay,
1.
okay. 2,
6.
6. Okay, so going around here, hands you an apron.
The mean-spirited servant.
Oh, wait, we don't get to pick
Honorable
up.
Knight. These are the props that were available. You gave me no time for this. Honorable Zombie Knight risen from the dead.
What is my prop?
A shield with a skull on it. It's wooden. Yours was
6.
Cowardly noble.
and he puts Drake's robes over your shoulder that are much too
Like all
long.
the way to the floor.
Yeah.
Sorry, we don't generally have the goblin folk like nobles. This is the only fine garb.
Okay.
He'll take that.
This is mine.
I tried.
It's fine.
You will be the drunken satyr.
And he puts a little like headband onto the spider that has two little nubby antlers and a fur jacket that he kind of holds up.
Just drape it over her shoulder. Yeah, there you go.
Failed magician.
He hands you a wand.
Yeah, I think I have
Over the years.
I pointed to Deltra.
I understand that you're going to be improvising a story of your own.
We sure are.
Try and ensure some level of success for you, because I have your best interest at heart.
Why?
And yet you have still not brought us any dew of the mountain.
I set the entirety of that audience against you if you ask me again. Take some lines that I think will particularly please her. One for each of you, and I'll feed you both as we go.
Excellent.
Be great.
Oh, God.
I look here, like, I don't think you guys are gonna get to these. Yes! Right away!
I thought these were from the My Little Pony game that Coulter was just wanting to do something in terms of service.
She didn't sing the whole thing, so.
Less than
We
7
bought
seconds.
this right.
So, for a little behind the curtains to make this a little bit more understandable from your side, this is going to be a matter of passes and failures.
Oh gosh.
You must ad-lib your tragedy. What your characters say and do is up to you for the most part, but you must find a way to incorporate these lines of dialogue into your play. Each time you deliver one,
Wait, how many were we supposed to take?
one.
Oh, okay.
So once it's delivered, it'll get destroyed and you'll get another.
Oh, okay.
You can freely move around the stage, use props, enter and exit scenes as you wish, but every character who has a role must contribute to the performance. If one of the play's characters dies or meets some other tragic end,
What?
You no longer have to get the lines of dialogue.
Okay.
A character who exits the story in this fashion, you may leave the stage, but it is expected to return and take a final bow once the play has concluded.
Oh, so you mean like die in the play?
Yes.
Not like we're going to be fighting while doing a play. Okay.
We're fighting each other while we're doing it.
What was my role again?
You're the
Oh, I don't think we
nobleman.
have to pick. I think we
These
can
are the
improvise our own
prompts he
play.
gave, yeah.
Okay.
So you can go from there as you will.
Oh, okay, got
But-
it. I got it.
You will receive successes based on your line delivery in a way that completes the narrative. And if it is particularly gruesome, tragic, darkly humorous in theme. And there is kind of like a duration to this, where if there's too long without a line, it delivers a failure.
Okay. So, Jeltra, you should probably turn back into a person.
So you can speak.
She says, "Are you sure?" She quite
You
likes
can't
this form.
speak spider.
She quite likes this form.
I mean, so are we going to be penalized if she can't talk?
If you can narratively make it work.
Trust Jeltra.
Trust in the judge.
So we're going to go with killing her sister, right? Since we were all there?
I did
We're
think it was-
gonna tell the true story as if it were a false story
Yes. And
Yeah.
kill all the children in comedic ways.
in comedic ways. Yes.
Okay, so I have the shield, so I guess I'll be a great hero. What are our
You'll
props
be-
again?
I have a wand. I could play the hag's sister.
Okay, so you play Scabatha.
I shall play Scabatha.
You're wearing noble's robes, so you could be Will of the Feywild. Just remember, be annoying.
Okay.
Channel Cody.
Okay.
And then, so you just play all of the children.
Why? 'Cause I'm small?
And then we'll be the heroes who come and kill her.
I just don't think they will see us as the heroes of.
Well, we have to die tragically by the end of the play. No one gets out of it.
So she
I
wins.
kill you guys, right?
No, we kill you and then die comedically.
And then you trip and fall during your victory speech.
Yeah. I mean, Jeltra, you could be the shambling mound that eats us all at the end of the play. So already kind of look like a hot mess.
Keyword on hot.
Everyone looks at Gabe.
I've heard of arachnophobia. I don't know if I've heard of arachnophilia. There are additional props in the room if you kind of want to dig around and take anything
Okay.
you feel you may need for the production.
Can
But
I
we
find-
still have to use our line somehow, correct?
Yes.
We have to use the.
That's what I'm saying. If you're a spider, I don't know how you're going to use your line.
Well, because. Okay.
Just have
I
faith.
mean, if she wants to be a spider, let her be a
We'll make
spider.
it work. We'll make it work.
You can control Cody.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. What other props do we immediately see in the room or in the vicinity? Anything?
Looking
really
around the
stand out?
room, there is a chest full of powdered wigs, each one crawling with harmless spiders.
Okay.
A mousetrap 3 feet wide and 8 feet long. A parasol topped with copper weather vane, as well as several wooden swords and shields, dolls. There is a wheelbarrow.
I would like to grab a couple of dolls.
To be the other thing.
And is there any like string or something?
There is not string.
I will give you web.
Okay, I want to like tie all of them together in like a line that like follows me around if I go walk around somewhere.
What we should do, we have the Korred hair we got from the Cyclops.
The what?
The Korred hair we got from the Cyclops, and we can control it
Do the
Okay.
through
dance.
dance.
Okay.
So you could string the dolls together with Korred hair and like literally...
I can't do the dance.
No, but one of us can do it off stage.
Then we'd have to die and run off stage. And,
Maybe.
you know,
I'm just
I
gonna
think
go
that. Yeah, I
put it
think the
together.
web. I see where you're going with it. I wonder if I'm like, might be too complex.
Are there any wigs that I could alter or pull on or like not to look like Scabatha's semblance, even just like a slight semblance of Scabatha, to help my? I mean, like, I don't remember Scabatha's description, but like if she had long hair,
She had a big wind on her back.
Or yeah, like the
Key.
a time key thing.
And she had her hair up in a bun.
Can we lash a like sticker, like a wooden sword or something, to his back to make it look like a wind?
We have her horse.
We do have her.
that would be too obvious, I think.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, like, he can
You
move
think
on his
Eldon?
own, right?
Do we want to use Eldon
I
that
don't want to
way?
use.
Only with
What
his
would be-
consent. So I put
What
him
would
down.
be more satisfying for somebody who hates her sister than a story about her sister dying?
Right, but let's get Eldon's consent.
Eldon.
Oh,
Eldon, would you like to perform in this play with us? Wait.
I don't remember if one or two was
One rock for yes, 2 rocks for no.
no. We decided because he rocks back and forth that it was don't move for no. That was the system.
Okay, so he does. Yes. Okay, excellent. That's the spirit, Eldon. You will not be broken.
One of the pieces of wood has already been shot off by it.
Darkly funny, right? Saving this gold for the stage.
Love it.
That's Cody. Is there any way? And nobody better say I'm not dedicated to my craft. I will be playing Scabatha. I consent to being hit with one of your darts as long as it does not kill me. But
I'm not comfortable actually throwing a dart. I very routinely kill people with them. I don't know if I can miss on purpose.
I just mean like in the leg, and then I can.
I have a plan.
Follow.
I have a plan for it. Are there any like wooden daggers
There are.
that would be like darts but comically large? Because I can use mage hand to like throw it.
Okay, and then I'll catch it right here, but she'll be over here, so it looks like it goes through me.
Yes.
Excellent.
And you are able to, with your artificer's help, tie between the webs and the wig pieces two swords together and affix them onto your back.
Excellent.
Yeah. Anyone who needs string or web, you're more than welcome to whatever you need.
I'll take some. Do you want to take some wooden weapons,
Sure.
or just use your?
Yeah, I was planning on using my actual weapon
And also,
and the apron.
if we're wanting to be impressive, you should wear entirely less clothes.
I'm just wearing the apron.
Make sure whenever you point, you face upstage.
Okay.
Your butt is on stage. No, wait, would that be downstage? I never remember.
Wait,
Which
sorry,
one would
my
be facing
brain-
the back of the back of the stage?
That'd be upstage.
Yeah. So make sure you point and you face upstage, so your ass is just.
I can project.
It also projects sound, I've heard it.
Stage fright re-enters. Okay, why did you want this? And there's a glass vial full of an off clear liquid with a slight yellowy tint.
We will give it to Jeltra as if it is the most important thing in the world.
She looks at you all very nervously. It's like, right now I've got to drink this.
Go away.
It's time.
Well, let us enter. It's fine.
I start drinking it.
A
Little bit.
It tastes like water that's run over stones
So delicious. Mineral water.
from the mountain.
Okay.
So
Yes.
it's a little metallic.
Should have asked for some deep fried mushrooms too. Onions.
Onions that are a little overripened. Onions.
Onions.
Yes.
Funky onions.
The funky.
You all have me a little concerned. I have faith in your ability as performers, but based on the demands that you've been making, I don't know if you understand the power dynamic here. We're all fearing for our lives.
I will assure you, I have never once been coherent enough to have fear.
There is
Then I hope that the hag dispatches of all of you mercifully.
Well, I mean, I'm hoping it's slow. I would like to experience it.
I wish the same for you.
Trust me, there's just as much life in the afterlife.
I'd like to not find out.
He exits back to the stage.
Fright. Before you go back to the stage, do you have a daughter? No. Okay, just making sure. We're looking for somebody. What's his dad?
Right.
Delta shakes her head.
Are you all going to go to the wings?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh gosh.
Show must go on.
No one told me I was going to have to improv this hard tonight.
So, should we start with me and Solstice or start with you? Like, establish who you are and then we come to kill you?
I can go out and have a monologue describing who I am, what my motives are.
Set the story.
Exactly. Set the scene. Set the story. I can then make my exit to the side and thus create way for a new monologue. Or I go out, set the scene. I pull Percy, you on stage, describing that you are my children. There against your will.
Children's slaves.
Or I thought it was Will.
Yeah.
So I can be like Will fighting. So like as you're getting close to the end of your monologue, like give me a sign and then I'll come out and like just try to attack you.
When I snap my fingers.
Okay. And then I'll try to attack and then you guys can show up and we can get together. And then we go.
Yeah, we cut to a scene where you recruit us to go back.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't kill her on your own because you're weak and useless.
I mean, me, yes. Will, no. But
There's something about Will that makes me think he was very powerful.
He had amazing glutes.
Just make sure you act really untrustworthy.
he was.
Now, Jeltra, looking at the giant spider, I'm still figuring out how we're going to get you in this.
She's your minion. So she's on your side.
You're a minion of mine?
Yeah. And then she can be whatever creatures you want, because you still have 2 wild shapes, right? Shit.
That's
Did we
what
say
she's
we got a
saying.
short rest in at some point during this
I think
process?
we
You all
established
barged
that we
into
did
this
not.
room, yeah.
Like we did not get a short rest.
Jeltra, can I ride you in to set the scene,
Please
please?
go right. Eldon. Her actual horse.
I thought so, but then we said that I got...
Well, Eldon's also in the play. Does he have a line?
No motion.
Maybe get Jeltra.
You hear from the stage.
Great Lady of the Light, the cliffs, and all that we have been so graciously received, I present the Witchlight Knights!
And he gestures and then steps over to the side and behind a platform.
All right,
Take us away, Cade.
we're out there. And I have Eldon with me.
Okay, so our riding Eldon.
Yes. Go out, and I'm riding Eldon, and I stop center stage, and I throw both hands in the air, and I say, "It is I, Scabatha Nightshade. Do not worry, my glory will never fade. This is not a prequel. It is anything but tranquil. For I love misery, and my misery loves company." And then I will comically like fall off Eldon and like, whoa!
You hear a muffled cackle from far above you.
Right, call.
As I get up, I like make it a point to like get up exaggerated and like dust off. And I go, "Nobody saw that, for I am a person of grace, as I never have fallen on my face." And I will take a step forward and fall down again.
A natural. He's a natural.
That's why.
I go, "Now, I am here for all to see." And I snap my fingers.
I will burst out from the wing onto stage and say, "Are you the Lord here? I bring dark tidings from afar."
I turn and I say, "What matter of ghoul is this I see before me?"
"Your doom!" And then I will grab the children and like point them forward to look like they're rushing, and then rush forward and like attempt to tackle Kate.
Fantastic. Is Cosmo joining you?
Yes.
I'll help you, Will. And then I run out and okay, I'm going now. What malice are you planning?
I turn to Solstice, and I just have this like horrendous look on my face. And I go, "That is a goatish look you have upon your face."
Well, I had some weird food for lunch. Something stirs below.
Will cry, "I think I'll hide in the chimney." Run off stage.
Cody will run out. We might as well just leave it in the center of the table. My love, I'm here to support you.
Thank goodness, we must defeat.
Scabatha, it pains me to be here, for I am your son.
From the wings, "This night is not for joy." Or this is no night for joy, sorry.
However,
For reunions.
I would wish you not upon a toad.
What?
I look at Cody, and I just start to like shrill up in the most over animated way that I can. And I go, "A toad? Who are you calling a toad? Is that what your dreams are made of? I shall make a banquet of your dreams," as I trip and fall again.
I kind of like look off stage at our giant spider, kind of like.
Put two of my arms up like, there's no good way for me to.
Fortunately, you are alone and have no allies, so it shall be easy to destroy you.
I have all the allies in the world. And I just kind of point up and then comically like look around and make a show of like
Okay.
nobody's supporting me.
So then I will climb a wall or start crawling above on the back, upstage at the back of it, climbing out from the side.
It seems that they're goblins are starting to like catch on to the pattern of this thing. And as you begin to emerge, a spotlight like turns to the spider and you hear a very hushed,
Can she descend from like a web? She is a web spider.
Yes. And so if I can, I would like to attach some web to top of the rafter or some of the rigging above the stage and descend behind Cade or as Scabatha and stand menacingly in the back.
I lay onto Jeltra and I just kind of point at Percy, who is Will, and the children. "You dare speak of this, rascal?"
If it were not for us, Will would have died long ago. We great heroes are here to save him from your tyranny.
"Oh, hush, my sweet dumpling."
"Awake, the time is upon us!" And I will grab the children and throw them before me and run out again.
Yes, put the children between us and her.
I
Murder! Oh, murder!
take the wand and I will point it at Will and the kids. "I shall not rest till the deed is done."
And then I will, as a spider, Jeltra will move forward and pretend to attack the children.
This sounds
Just
nice.
tear them apart. Tear off those doll heads.
As she goes for the dolls, Percy reaches to his side. "Oh, for a sword!" And then backs away.
I will then go. "Be for this day, beast. I am your I am your doom." And then I will mage hand a dagger at Jeltra.
Okay.
And then as it hits you, and then I will go, "See, 'twas I all along, your doom."
Jeltra will transform back to herself as she drops the wild shape. Oh, sweet dagger, I did not know this fate. And I will stumble back towards Scabatha and say, have you met my husband?
My love! My other love!
You're her son and her husband? His son? I don't know what I'm
The
saying.
narrative is complicated!
I throw my hands up and I go, knaves, footpads, and liars, I'm in good company. And then I, in holding position, fall over.
We are good company.
I will rush to Jeltra, take the dagger, and then go, my love, I did not know it was you. And I cannot live without you. And then stab myself and go, hurry, 'tis best I die quickly. And then fall over.
What have you done? I warn you, my patience is sunk. And then I fake attack you.
I
Die!
purposely throw my
I
hands
died,
up
so I don't have to do
like I'm weak and just take the attack. All is lost. No prayers can save us now. As I'm like badly getting hit with.
I will
Yes,
reach
a
out.
runt has no place amongst giants.
I will reach out towards Solstice, seeing what she's doing, and say, as for this one, yes, let your sword speak. And I will fall dead.
I will then, laying there, poke my head up, look over at Jeltra and go, it seems I am betrayed. And then
Oh my god. Oh.
Hooray, it's just Will and Solstice.
Will and Solstice.
I will turn around and like bring the children like they're flying at me. I'll say, enough, I shall not be kicked by any mule, and then rip them off and throw them off the stage.
Yes, children are terrible. My hope is shriveled like a grape. Let's make wine out of it. I pretend to drink wine. What? Poison? No!
Can I do something?
You're dead.
You're dead.
No, I have my swarm. I was gonna have you being attacked by locusts if that works with their line.
I mean, do what you're gonna do.
No, I'm just saying if that helps.
You don't
Do what you're gonna. You don't know what. Like, do what you're gonna
We'll
do.
do it then.
So what are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
Okay. I don't know where we're at.
Solstice just died.
Poison wine.
You're still.
I popped up my head to say that line, and I went back down. And then after Solstice drinks the wine, I'm gonna pop my head back up and go, "Did you speak? I thought 'twas the braying of an ass." And then go back to being dead.
Is Scabatha dead in this narrative?
Cat that will not die.
Percy as well will look around and say, "Well, here's a serpent," and then just follow.
And then without raising my head, "From this wound I shall not recover. You all have slain me." Which was the last line I'm going to draw.
And Eldon lived happily ever after.
And you see the rocking horse as it starts to rock forward, and then as all of the lights, Eldon falling, begin to dim into a single pin on the unicorn's head, and then it goes dark. There is silence from the theater until and then much softer, all of the darklings begin to join in, and there's this little pitter-patter of hands as the house lights raise once
I
more.
do not break character.
No, we have to bow.
I'll kick you a little bit.
We should already be in position.
And then I get up. I'm the last. And we all.
Oh, no, we'll do that classy thing where we all bow and then we split so you, the star of the show, can run in. And like,
Yeah, okay.
we'll do that.
We'll all run up.
1, 2, 3.
We bow. And then
And then
I point to
I
And everybody came.
step back into line.
Above from that balcony, shrouded in darkness, a spotlight appears and points to it as you are greeted for the first time.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
How far away is she?
40 feet up in the air.
Pythagorean would say 30 feet?
So it's above. It's like above this area here, if you can see.
Oh, you're good this time.
And the opera glasses come down as she steps to the edge of the balcony.
So you said 40 feet up?
40 feet up and then over on the other side of the room.
Excellent performance, even a little heavy-handed. I thoroughly enjoyed seeing the heroes and my sister foiled. You're welcome to stay as long as you like in my abode, especially if you plan on honing your craft. And perhaps I can be of assistance to all of you if you like to discuss bargain.
She's 112 feet away.
My master of ceremonies will gladly show you to your room. Find me if you would like to discuss. Do not interrupt my viewing of my art.
Jilter bows.
Cody kind of like bows and then like as quickly and quietly as he can is like, so we're supposed to try and it's a lot of people here.
Too many.
Later.
For all of your reference, so she turns and exits the balcony.
Jilter would like to look around and see who all is still like of the stagehands and whatnot, like who is around the stage watching us, like, and what is the general atmosphere or attitude of the people, like the other goblins or whoever was around.
Just for your reference, that is
Oh
kind
my
of what
goodness.
the house looks like as
Okay.
far as seating and whatnot.
Oh,
Gotcha.
There are roughly, 6 goblins up in that machine working with the lights and whatnot. After the performance has ended and the house lights have gone up, especially once Endlin has exited, they're kind of cleaning things, getting things retightened, making sure it's all good. From the sides, other goblins come out and start taking the props from you and getting them ready for whatever's coming next. And then behind, there are stage drops. One was not used for your production as they didn't have time to prepare, but you see them being flown out as they're getting reset for the performance that was under rehearsal previously.
Coulter? Can I look directly at Skyla and blow her a kiss? But in a way that indicates we're coming for your throne, bitch.
She looks at you and goes,
Oh.
Cody is now very sexually confused. We flirting?
and then there's 2 goblins also operating these cranes that you can see that are bringing up a large set piece from the area below.
Okay.
What's in the area below? Can we look?
You came from there. It was
Oh,
the first
okay.
one.
Well, should we go to our rooms and short rest?
Yes.
Maybe long rest.
Long rest?
Oh, yes, I would gladly show you.
Thank you.
So I understand that you guys all wish to be free, but if we were to stay a couple days, like to kind of enjoy, the experience before doing anything else, I mean, are we in danger if we sleep?
Are you speaking with stage?
Yeah.
Wish to be free. I know not what you speak of.
Well, don't worry about it yet. You will see what we mean when we get there.
You guys don't understand this, but your children are gonna love it.
You are guests of Our Lady. Stay as long as you'd like. Or as long as she'd like.
We will.
And leads you down the hallway back through that props room once more. As you are traveling through, there is a room on the way to the chambers in which you will be housed. That is a dressing room. Resting against the walls of the circular chamber are 3 dressing tables, each one with a mirror. Boop, 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 boop. Put you all here. And then things are weird when it comes to geometry in this place with lighting. Resting against the walls of the circular chamber are 3 dressing tables, each one with a mirror atop it. Mirrors are bordered by tiny balls of bright golden light. An ornate, high-backed chair on clawed feet sits before each table. Slumped in one of these chairs is a bugbear dressed as a green dragon from the neck down. On the floor nearby are the fake dragon head and tail that complete the costume.
Hurley!
This bugbear looks all the more unusual because he casts no shadow. Kind of turns around. In the mirror, with his back to you, he appears thin, sickly, aged. But when he turns around, totally normal.
Have you all come to rescue me?
In a minute.
We're rescuing this whole land. How are you?
I'm better. Now that you're here.
What have you learned of the hag?
It's what can you tell us of Mother?
Well, I'm not really allowed out of a lot of this area. I have come to appreciate the stage.
You haven't broken that rule even once? Tell me you did not deal with the hag.
I made a bargain.
Hurley.
It wasn't terrible, only 3 years.
Hurley, I told you so many stories about our deals with the hags. How terrible that went. Why did you not take those to heart?
Well, she was kind. She told me that if I was to serve her and learn to be a good performer, then perhaps people at the carnival would like me more.
We loved you, Hurley. My love was not enough for you?
And Solstice were kind to me. But I was a brute, and I know. But she says I'm improving. My presence on the stage is... And he turns back to look at the mirror. Improving?
Well, Hurley, I hate to break it to you, but anytime you're given a role that involves a tail, you're not doing well.
If I continue to upset her, I think she's gonna make me lift things.
You were always really good at that.
I miss my brother.
He's doing well. I saw him.
He misses you.
A fortnight ago.
He does?
Yes.
He remembers me,
Yes.
so it hasn't been long.
No, not long at all.
Well, we don't know how long it's been since we've been here.
Yes, we know.
The others warned me. After it all started and I made my deal, it said that 3 years here is not necessarily 3 years there.
No, we saw Gleam. She's been here for much longer.
Who?
Gleam. She was in the carnival 50 some years ago. Glimmer and Gleam, the acrobats.
Oh no. So it could be 50 years?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, Barley could be dead.
He takes the chair and smashes it on the ground.
No, we just saw Burley.
Wait.
I'm going to destroy that hag.
And then he catches a glimpse of himself in the mirror and slumps back down.
Hurley, why do you look like that in the mirror?
It shows yourself.
No, it does not. It shows an old, sickly version of you.
That is what I appear.
If we look in the mirror, what do we look like?
Do all of you look into
Well,
it?
I'll look.
You look into it? You look totally normal.
Oh, okay.
You are a skeleton wearing your own clothing.
What?
Well, that is bothersome.
What? Cade?
I don't like this mirror. Just to put that out there.
What's wrong with the mirror? And then I'll look. I'll just put my head to the side of it.
Totally normal.
Cody does not.
Curious.
You also look normal.
Why is it just Cade? Okay, Cody has to look now.
Really.
Normal.
Well, see, obviously the mirror isn't functioning because look at our bunny friend, and then you can see with your own eyes that's not what he looks like.
I will just.
It is. And he rests a big hand on your shoulder. What do you look like inside?
Inside.
Yes, but where are the fleshy bits?
This is just one of the mirrors, right?
Yes.
I'm looking at another one.
All of them seem to behave similarly, and like when you look at yourself in your normal, you can see a skeleton Kate behind you.
Is he convinced that the mirror is fake?
He says it's what you look like inside, is what he's convinced of.
So your spirit's a little damaged, Hurley. There's nothing that a good cricket and a hand job has never fixed before.
I don't think I'm in the mood. This place tends to dampen desires.
I whisper in Hurley's ear, yes. We've already done it once. 1 out of 3 ain't bad.
Whatever I can do to help you, even if it means that I stay this dumb, angry brute, I will do it.
Hurley, I am offended. You know I am one of the dumbest people at the Witchlight Carnival. How dare you call yourself such a thing in front of me?
That's
Why we got along.
I'll look back and forth at them like a tennis match. Like, what?
I lean over to Jeltra. I never knew he was so self-aware.
And then I passionately kiss Hurley, trying to awaken his passion.
Wow. Surprise,
And I
Cade.
will cover Cade's eyes.
Dead lips
Dead limb.
doesn't stop you, but like
sad.
just
I just
Aw.
gently stroke his cheek. She has destroyed you.
I grab your hand and I turn. I've seen so much worse, but thank you so much for the gesture. In front of my eyes.
from the side of the room, stage fright goes.
Yeah?
The quarters are this way. And there's a door next to, which is mostly just a curtain.
Investigate for traps. Although I don't know that I have a whole lot of skills in that, but I mean, like, I want to make sure it doesn't look like there's something.
There's people in here already.
The walls of this gloomy chamber are lined with black veiled compartments that contain makeshift beds. The furniture is sparse, a few wooden tables and chairs, a box of junk in one corner, and the flickering of lanterns resting here and there. 5 performers occupy the room. 2 of them pace nervously while the others weep.
Oh.
Oh,
Are you okay? I'll go to one of the ones that's crying.
I'll go to the other.
So the first one that's crying is in their bunk over here. Did you want to roll an investigation at all?
Sure.
I'll assist you.
Boobs. Is that an advantage? Okay. Investigating 10.
Okay. It is, it seems like the bare minimum to keep them functional. The first person crying is in this room here. And the second person crying is covered by other people's feet right now, so I can't read their name. The one that Deltra approaches is in the bunk, male human, just on his stomach on the pillow, crying into it.
I'll knock. Just trying not to just like intrude, but
Pulls up the sheets and wipes away.
It's okay. Are you all right?
Welcome! You must be our newest members of the troupe.
Hi. Yeah, I think so.
Well, we're a little tight for space, but I'm sure that we can bunk up a bit and make room for the newest arrivals.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to intrude. Are you okay?
Merely an exercise.
Oh,
Yes, yes, an exercise.
okay. How do you normally start this exercise? Like what brings it on? It's okay. It's okay. And I'll grab his hand. Or at least I'll reach out for his hands.
Thinking of home.
Oh,
Oh my word.
There's a severe thunderstorm.
Yes.
so everyone's getting an alert right now about a flash flood warning. So
Part of living
If
living
you
in
suddenly
Arizona.
see us just
blip out.
leave.
Luckily, we're not
Stay
near
down.
a watch, so hopefully we'll be okay. You lived here before, did it flood?
The backyard.
Okay. Okay.
Not in the backyard, so we're fine.
Yeah.
If you're not from Arizona, look up what flash floods are on YouTube. It's kind of impressive. All
I
of
think
us
they
get
have
warned.
flash floods other places.
Well, monsoon floods.
Monsoon
Yeah.
floods.
Don't drive through water, guys.
Don't ever drive through water because
Except for
it's
that
always
one white truck that's on the news every year.
Yep.
You ever notice the same white truck?
It is.
I think they just show the footage every year.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't make a deal.
Okay. Did you make a deal?
We all did.
How long are you contractually obligated to perform?
I think I have 2 years remaining.
Okay,
It is very difficult to tell the passage of time here.
I've heard that.
But that sounds right. That's not too bad. It's
Yeah.
not too bad. And
Only 2 more years.
Walks. Go ahead.
I'm Jeltra.
where are you from?
I'm from a place called the Moonwood.
Huh. Moonwood.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Eberron?
I was gonna say, I'm like, it's Faerun, right?
Yeah.
The world is called Toril, though.
Yeah.
Oh my word, it's been so long, I'm losing the names of my places.
I was never very good with names anyway, so that's just me.
I am from Galamsham. We're very far apart.
Oh. I've never really been anywhere else. Well, not many places outside of the Moonwood. Mother and I would go to the markets close by, but I didn't travel much, so but I'm sure Calamsham is beautiful.
It's hot.
I'd like to try someplace hot.
I miss someplace hot.
You'll get there.
And then just kind of see him start to dissolve again as that memory sets in, and
You'll get there. Maybe sooner than you think.
I think I may need a moment.
Of course,
Who do I find?
nothing to apologize for. And as soon as the curtain closes, you just hear that immediate.
Poor guy. Actors are so dramatic.
I'll look back at the group. I didn't help very much.
Maybe it's method acting.
Maybe it's meth.
Maybe he's born with it.
Maybe it's methamphetamine.
The one, oh god, the one that Kate took notice of is a forest gnome, a female sitting on the floor. Hers is much softer, and she just kind of has her head down over like a cushion that she's sitting on in her lap. And it's clearly more of a medium creature-sized cushion, so it's big enough for her to kind of hunker over.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you as well. Are you okay?
It helps to let it out.
It sure does. Is there anything I can help with? I hate to see people in despair. That one over there's letting it out quite well.
May I touch you?
Thank you for asking. Yes, you may.
She reaches up and just runs a hand down your arm.
Yes.
Comforting.
This feels more like home. The bugbear is very coarse. None of my old friends felt like him.
Who are your old friends?
The deer, the bunnies, woodland creatures of every type, but there's no one with feathers here, so I don't really get the experience of being with birds again.
You don't have any more wild shapes left, right?
I do not.
Boy, have I got a surprise for you tomorrow.
In an hour.
I'll just sit down next to them. Where are you from?
Everyone else's world seems to have a name. Mine did not. Well,
Greyhawk
nothing that
is-
we called it as a world, at least.
Oh. Well, that's okay.
I don't know if... We called our wood.
And she makes this kind of gurgling hiss sound.
Mm-hmm.
I have not found a translation.
Have I, in my travels with the Witchlight Carnival, and then my barking with everybody that has ever come to the carnival and everything, have I ever heard that in Jeldra, wild shaping into all sorts of animals?
Go ahead and roll a history.
Okay. Need to know what language that is, or what species it is. 19.
So not only have you never heard something that sounds like it, it's not like close to a language that you could kind of pick up. Like it's, you kind of run through your roster of having heard Dwarvish, Elvish, Draconic, Orcish, all of these kind of things that you've seen in multiple places, and they differ in these worlds, but have some common threads that tie them together.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever came out of her is not a Gnomish that you're familiar with.
That's a dialect I've never heard before. Fascinating. What else haven't you found a translation for?
Well,
At home, they called me, and she makes another one of those kind of sounds. This one has a little more of a trill to it, a bass towards the end. It's not a direct translation, but you can call me Diamond.
Diamanda? And I'm going to do my best to mimic exactly what she said.
You sound like a Northlander, but that's not necessarily bad.
Okay. My name is Nikade. And then, or in a language that's not my native, but one I've learned, and I will say it in Sylvan.
Decayed.
Sylvan is a beautiful tongue.
Thank you.
She knows Sylvan.
She lives in the Feywild.
There's a conversation that as you entered sort of died down. There is another Lightfoot halfling male kind of sitting on the floor who does have like tear streaks but had stopped crying by the time that you entered. And there are a standing female tiefling and a human that had been having somewhat of a heated discussion that fell silent upon the curtain opening.
What else is there in this room aside from it? You said it's very sparse. The lighting, the little bit of furniture, the bunks behind the curtains. Is there any foodstuffs? Any?
There are not any foodstuffs in the room presently. There is like a trunk in the corner here.
Okay. I'll walk over to the trunk and just kind of generally just trying to get to know the place. Does anybody mind if I look in here? Is this somebody's things?
the tiefling had kind of resumed a little bit of what she was doing, not speaking, but she had gone back to looking at the skull of a tiefling that she has in her hand, and she brings it down between. What is ours is yours. Please.
How long have you all been here?
I'll start looking in the trunk while they're chatting.
The human pipes up. It's different for all of us. Every second is too long.
Excellent. Well, we will be taking the hag down. We're here, and she knows we're here, but we're gonna figure out a way to get one over her.
I feel like I shouldn't be hearing this.
Uh-oh.
Says stage fright as he's standing by the door, beginning to cower.
You haven't gotten that from us yet, man?
She's
the next-
preparing for the next play.
The next play that we're working on.
We don't have to kill you, do we?
She's a method actor. Or he's a method actor.
Can I get deception for both of you and intimidation?
Oh, yeah.
Can I plunk a dart in between his legs as she intimidates to assist?
Yeah, you can get a badge from that.
Oh my god, that's the exact same two rolls. That's so weird. Okay.
1 in 4.
Time for bed.
Intimidating. Okay, so 15.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
5.
He looks between each of you.
I'm just really innocent looking. That's why it doesn't go over.
I think perhaps silence is the best policy.
Good Matt.
And he edges back towards the curtain, his little scepter that he carries jingling ever so slightly with each step.
I mean,
He has
she
a
knows
scepter.
we're here to kill him.
I wonder if he knows Jingle Jangle.
To Jeltra as she's searching through the trunk. I think that's the scepter we're looking for.
Looking for a scepter.
For your reference, this is the tiefling, and there is Jingle Jangle. Not
Stage
Jingle Jangle,
fright.
sorry, stage fright.
Stage fright.
That's a cool scepter.
Okay.
It's got a little head on it.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't remember us looking. Like Margar doesn't remember us looking for a scepter.
In my notes, there was something someone told us, and they said the full scepter is the key.
Oh,
So I don't know if it's a key to something or if it's something that will help us with the hag or what, but like there's something about the full scepter.
that might make sense. That's
Should you try to follow him?
good thought.
You think you could stealthily follow him?
Who's doing it?
Can I slip out after him?
Again,
Go ahead and
nobody
roll
looks
stealth.
up, so fly near the ceiling, and maybe that's all you gotta do.
And Jelta, were you going over to the box?
Yeah, I was gonna be looking through the trunk while.
It's clear that most of the box is full of old possessions. They're pretty varied in their variety. You can see several different kinds of designs, several different materials. Most of it's junk, just like scraps of cloth and things. Some of them beautifully embroidered, others very plain. You do find within it a powdered brush with a painted handle sculpted to resemble a bunch of roses, a gold hand mirror, and looking at it, it removes wrinkles, blemishes, and scars from the reflection of the onlooker,
Okay.
and a wand of web.
It's a lot of those. It's-
There are. They're like spiders.
Oh, I got a 9.
As soon as you step through the curtain, your foot catches on it and causes you to knock over a chair in the dressing room, and stage fright turns around. To kill me?
No, I'm just looking around. Oh, I don't want to kill you.
Can we hear this?
Yes.
I will slide in behind you and then kind of slide in my hand over Stage Fright's chest
Whoa.
and lean down. Do we have to? I could think of much more fun things to do. And I would like the sleight of hand scepter.
It's in his hand, so it's going to be really hard.
I could turn it into a sexual gesture if I need to.
Go ahead and roll.
I've never needed a good roll ever in my life. You really want the scepter, right?
I mean,
He was just looking at it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
you
the
said
goal-
you did this, so like, let's do
This
it.
is what's happening.
Let's do it. Can I assist?
Late now.
It's still 16.
He feels it start to slide out of his grasp, but he clutches it to himself. Oh. And then he like ducks between your legs and sprints out of the room.
Nice. Good call.
I look at you with a kill him face.
Why do you want to kill him?
No, I don't say it. I'm just like, look at you with a kill him face.
I'd shake my head and walk back into the room.
I don't understand. I thought we wanted the scepter.
Yeah, but we don't need to kill him.
I mean, he's gonna rat us
We
out.
need to rest.
Well, he would have ratted us out if you hadn't tried to take it.
I thought that's what you wanted.
Chris is gonna go to a corner and sit in a corner.
Rest.
As you come back in, those of you that stayed in the room could see that the human and the tiefling, after kind of having assessed the situation, had started moving things out of one of the rooms and into another to kind of make space for the new group that's coming in.
I help.
And the human, Clee.
Clee. Excellent name. Solstice.
Thank you. Lovely to meet you.
You as well.
Might I ask where? I heard one of you's from Troupe.
Yes.
Us
We
as well.
also hail from the Moonwood, actually. Far separated. We
Different
didn't know each
time.
other at the time, but yes.
Unfortunately.
I'm from Greyhawk.
Oh, haven't had a Greyhawk since Thane.
Am I still getting pet by the...
She's kind of using it as like a comfort thing. Of like, there's been no soft people around for a long time.
That's
So
security
just kind of sitting down on the ground, just
I accept. I'm still just sitting there.
Whereas Jeltra will look over every now and then and just kind of like squint and keep going.
Did we notice that? I won't say anything about it, but I just need to know if I noticed that.
I'll just like be looking through the trunk and I'll see that she's still doing it. And
the Lightfoot halfling has gone back to studying a script, kind of in his own little world.
I'd like to approach him and ask if he wants help running his lines.
They're not memorized yet.
Yeah, you could be on book.
Okay.
And then I'll just kind of like sit behind him and read over his shoulder and run lines with him.
super dramatically.
In the code way.
The tiefling introduces herself to you as Elegy. It seems that Clea and Elegy kind of have themselves the most together of everybody that's here. And she chimes in that, well, Toral's the majority. Seems they like Toral the best.
Seems like more likely people will survive from Tor.
I blame Mordenkainen.
Oh, we've dealt with him plenty in Sigil as well.
Sigil.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Sigil is. God damn it. The most interesting thing that's ever happened. I can't talk about it.
I hail from Sigil. Clea there's from Taldore. Diamanda. The crying one in the bedroom is from Toril as well. So hopefully you don't break quite as fast. Lovely fellow. Can't handle it.
I noticed.
So Cody does speak Gnomish, but that wasn't any Gnomish he would have ever heard. Okay, that's what I'm.
No, she does also speak Gnomish, but Puff over there on the ground running with your friend is from the known world. And she does all of these gestures with the skull still in her hand.
Dedication.
Right.
Elegy, was it? Is that a relative or?
No.
Just asking.
It would make the emotional connection better if it was.
Yeah, it's like some kind of long lost brother or lover of some kind.
Sometimes it's a curse I'll pipe in.
You bring the bones of your relatives.
I'll pull out the tarot deck. Not the bones. They still speak with me as I'm now shuffling and doing my hand card things.
She looks at it for a second and looks back at the scroll. Wouldn't have the same emotional effect.
We saw some flaming ones recently.
That's true.
Have you considered lighting that one on fire?
Do you know how hard it is to find a tiefling skull?
No, never once have I attempted it.
I would like to look in the trunk
Mhm.
for some very bright red fabric.
Okay.
I will. Oh, Jeltra, do you need help? And I'll get up and I'll go walk over to Jeltra.
The Witchlight Knights find a troupe of actors, immediately forget all of their adventures, and just put on the best show ever.
It was our calling all along.
Back in the Witchlight Carnival, they're like, you think they're ever gonna come back?
Years have passed.
We just never make a deal with the hag, we just enjoy it.
Pardon me.
I do a light workout routine, giving all of our new people some eyes, just in case anyone wants to get an orgy going.
Yeah. Checking out the vibe.
Just since you all don't seem like another group of spies. She turns the skull. Perhaps we should go over a few of the ground rules. It's nice not to get in trouble here, especially if you're planning to stay.
We're planning on getting a good night's rest in, and then stabbing the hag as many times as possible.
With magic and physical weapons.
Yeah.
I was going to recommend running as soon as possible, but getting yourself killed sounds just as fun.
We're 1 out of 3.
If you do end up stuck here, which I do not recommend, even if she hates you, you can win her favor by telling a gruesome or depressing story on stage, which seems like you may have already learned a little bit since you're here and not upstairs.
We did a play of how we killed her sister.
We all met hilarious ends.
She
She
elbows
seemed to enjoy
Clee. She did.
So upstairs is bad.
With the prisoners.
How far upstairs is the prison? I just want to know what the limit is. Like, if I end up upstairs, I want to know, okay, 9th floor is fine, 10th floor is, off limits.
Are generally expected to stay on this level.
Makes sense.
Or below.
That's for the stagehands.
Well, do you know there's a tunnel to escape from there, right?
There's a what?
A tunnel that you can escape through where the stagehands go?
That's how we originally got in.
And Clee puts their head in their hands. It's too late now.
Do you know much about the security around here, and how does she find out what's going on within these walls?
Darklings, shadows, goblins.
I'll look around immediately for any of those things.
Most of the goblins are fine. Lovely folk. There's a couple I'd watch out for. You seem to have scared stage fright off of this rocker, though. Darklings can never be trusted, but they generally don't bother us. Shadows. Well, it depends on where they came from.
Like, if it came from a good person, it's a good one, or?
That's my guess.
Hmm.
She's let us keep all of ours so far.
So if someone were to, say, killed one of the shadows, what would have happened to the person who used to own it?
I only see one killed, and it just appeared back on them.
Oh,
Thank
but
goodness.
that's a lot off of me.
He killed a goblin shadow.
Oh,
Yeah.
cheers to the goblin.
Cheers.
They get shunned otherwise. Strange custom.
So we should. Oh well. Take note.
Yeah.
Cody, you may have been right there.
I mean, I was just attacking something I thought we were in danger from, so I was always in the right, but now I don't feel guilty.
Valid.
Well, you may have already heard this if you're coming from. Have you been here a while? Not here, but like here.
For
Well-
a fair amount of time.
We arrived in Yan, and then there was a puppet show, and then we met two different Earth-based beings, and we killed a Cyclops, and we saved a little girl from a really dickish kite, and
Yeah.
so I mean,
We got rid of the birds.
2 days.
Yeah.
I think at this point, nothing shocks us anymore.
Puff, you getting this? And Puff like flipped the page over and started to scribble furiously. The one that you were talking to on the ground, the halfling.
No, the stone base is Koreds, and like I tell him how to spell it completely wrong.
Okay, this might be useful. We're all stuck here. If you haven't made a deal, you're not. So just keep that in mind.
What happens if the hag dies to your deals?
I don't know. We've never seen a hag die.
You've never, I mean, there's like, what, 20 of you in this room right now. Like, you've never tried to just kill her before?
Shall we count on you for assistance?
5? There's 5 of us.
I was counting. Jeltra's like,
So Cody very obviously counts them and then starts counting, like, himself and Solstice.
And then counts a few of them again.
I mean, Hurley's outside, but he seems to like to keep to himself.
Hurley should never be kept to himself.
He's got a wonderful
Grip.
Yes.
I don't know if I'll ever get used to hearing this.
Just when I think I'm used to it, they pull something else out.
Oh.
Oh!
We tend to not pull out.
And like
Oh.
all of a sudden, Elegy and Clea at the same time look at each other and as a note, for the sake of everybody's comfortableness, we generally try to wait for that until you have the space to yourself.
Darn it.
Percy's like banging his head on the wall.
It's okay, Percy.
Why am I here?
We'll find a group of people who want to have an orgy. You mark my words.
Diamanda raises her hand.
One already?
Storms provide lightning that Bitterend needs to power all of that. I mean, without them, they can't do the shows.
Puff, was it?
Diamanda.
No. To the.
Oh, yes, that's Puff.
Do you mind if I braid your hair?
No?
So I start doing little braids in Puff's hair.
Running lines.
And Elegy continues picking up from Diamanda. But her greatest contraption is the Orrery of Tragedies, which allows her glimpses of all of the possible futures. She's foreseen her own demise many times and taken measures to delay it for as long as possible, which is why we do not attack her. The one time I considered it, I got my rations cut.
Well, we know a couple of things that might impact her. But
We need to figure out.
Liz.
yes,
Cody, don't show the
no,
thought.
no.
When is the eclipse? Do you know?
I don't know the weather here. It's very...
And I wonder if she keeps it cloudy on purpose to mask any eclipse that might be.
I
So
don't know if she can control the weather, but I wouldn't be surprised.
we need to find a way to stop the lightning. Let's find a way to control the weather.
So we need to get to the roof before we attack her.
We need to ask somebody to knock out one of those lightning rods.
I was going to say, why don't we just take the rods down?
Yeah.
How can we do that most efficiently?
Does anyone have a way of getting a message out?
To where?
The Koreds.
Or the Briganox.
Yeah, couldn't we just ask them to go and destroy some of the things? They are our allies. Where are Gleam and Amador?
I think you left them outside the cave.
I thought we'd brought them in at some
We had
point.
brought them in. We had me and Percy had specifically
Gone
gone
out to
back
get
to
them.
get them.
You're correct.
They,
But
so they
I don't
came to
know.
meet with what's Keg, I think, when we were with Keg.
Mhm.
But I don't think that they came in the tunnel with us. I
That's
thought
what-
Yeah,
they
Dr.
might be with Kate. With
Or
Okay.
the house.
Okay.
So they're not terribly far away.
I mean,
I
did we seal up the tunnel?
no, we just put Craig
But it has an illusion on
crates
it.
against it.
Right, but like from the inside.
We put crates
We put
against it.
crates.
Right, just to kind of mask its entrance, and we let
Oh, that little Pinocchio go.
the skeleton puppet,
He went
escape.
to the Briganox, yeah.
So at least they know that there's a way through, and we maybe made it. He'll have told them,
Jilfred,
hopefully.
I've seen you do it before. You can summon birds and stuff, right?
Yes. I don't do it often.
Well, I'm saying
But
we
yeah.
can send a bird to the Koreds, see if they can destroy some of those weather vanes.
Possibly. I'm pretty exhausted at this point.
No, I'm saying we were planning for the future. I'm sorry. I
Sure.
don't mean right this second.
If you'd like, we cleared out 2 of the rooms.
2.
Well,
It's very kind
there's
of you.
5 of us and 5 of you, and these rooms on this wall are a little smaller. So we figured that way. They're not very large rooms.
Anyone who has a particular bed they are attached to, I would prefer that they use that. If nothing else, I can sleep on the floor.
They're cleared. I mean, we don't really like any of here.
It's very kind of you to think of our comfort. Thank you.
Who's hungry?
Have you ever had a grasshopper?
Diamanda raises a hand again. I could eat.
Cody winks at you and then puts his hand over the center table, and a blueberry bush grows there.
Oh. If you're actually, are you literally growing the
It's just
blueberry bush?
goodberry, but I mean, like, it's still.
Well, because I can use Druidcraft and like make it bloom.
It still only makes 10 berries, so I mean, like,
It's still gonna look, now it's gonna look really pretty though, because I'm going to Druidcraft.
let's say that they were still bugs in blueberry shape, and then Druidcraft fully pushes it towards berries.
Excellent.
You can't understand them, but they still very much so want to be eaten. They just can't talk as berries.
I'll grab one.
Elegy and Clee abstain, but Diamanda and Puff both partake. And Elamic is still
Crying
weeping
in the
and-
corner.
Inconsolable.
I will bring him one and just kind of like pop it in his mouth.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
And I will pat him on the back of the head and be like,
I love it when you feed others the fruits of your power. Ooh.
it has been at
It's
least
part
a
of my
day.
power too.
Unfortunately, the ones from Taril usually break first, so I'm happy to see that you all seem to be strong of spirit.
To be clear, me and Solstice have spent the last 16 years, no, even more than that? No, 16 years, traveling all over.
Ah, there. Being from a city of doors, I haven't seen much of the multiverse.
Have we been to Sigil?
I don't think so.
Okay. I don't know where the carnival goes. Have we been to Taldore?
Yes.
Okay.
Yay. I mean,
Yeah.
I've not been, but
Eberron, Greyhawk, Taldore, or Taril, obviously.
While it's going on, Percy's writing a note. He's going to attach to Cosmo.
Okay.
It's like, I wrote a note asking the Molliver?
yes.
Yeah, Molliver. If they think that they can maybe help us destroy one of the lightning rods.
That's a fantastic idea.
Like, yeah, at least one, because, like, I figure he can get there faster, or he can get there, and then your birds can get to the coordinates
Coordinates,
faster. So if we split it up,
And Gleam's with Molliver, so Gleam and Ampidor can help him.
right? So, so I'm gonna send Cosmo off.
Okay.
Before you send the note, can I add something?
No.
Why?
It's personal between me and Molliver.
Person.
on your like thigh.
Disagree. Of everyone we've met since we get here, that was the vibe.
Happening. I'm like to Cosmo, like go.
Cosmo, wait! Cosmo! Make him stop.
Yeah, he's too far away. I can't stop him.
As Cosmo exits, Hurley like pushes open the curtain, sniffing, and sees the bush on the table, and like runs up to it and grabs 3 of them and shoves them in his mouth. I missed good berries. And then stumbles into one of the rooms they prepared for your party and just collapses on the bed. Still in his dragon costume.
Okay.
Is he passed out?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna help him out of his, not in a sexual way, but I'm gonna help him out of his costume and like tuck him in and just kind of spend some time like making sure he's all right.
Are you all gonna take a long rest?
Yes.
You are all leveled up. You interacted with the hag.
And thanks to D&D Beyond, it is as fast as ever to level from level 5 to level 6.
So,
As we're getting ready for bed, I'm going to make it a point to tell Jeltra that in this weird foreign place where we're kind of in danger, I would like to sleep next to her.
Oh, safety in numbers for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Cody learned how to swim.
Do I get? I think I get swim. I think I can shape or shift into flying.
No, it's 8.
Yeah.
I get a new spell.
But you do get to see our 3 beasts now.
Okay.
Could it
So make sure you
in
look at that.
canon be animal messenger so I can always talk to Jeltra?
Animal Messenger lets you create an animal that then delivers a message for you.
okay.
You need speak with animals.
See if that's on the list. God, there's no spells on this list. Thanks, D&D Beyond, for being so thorough
Speak with
in your
animals
endorsements.
is first level, I think. I think Bards get
I
it.
believe so.
Bards have an interesting spell list.
To say the least. And then we also fully rested, right?
Yes. Throughout the evening, you kind of hear various sounds, especially as things settle. This place is never fully quiet. It seems that work, rehearsals, or shifts in shift, shifts and shift,
Shift change.
changes of shift are happening kind of constantly between all of this. There's times where you hear chains rattling as the wenches are engaged. You hear hammering or other carpentry work being done distantly. You can hear kind of muttering from the other rooms within your performers' abodes as each of these folks with their new roommate situations are getting, acclimated to one another. Kind of clear that they not necessarily have cliques, but have their folks that they're more comfortable with. And then occasionally these strange, raspy whispers will be carried in by a breeze between unspoken language. As outside, there is the constant rumble of thunder on and off, and the sound of electricity as the hag's power is being fed continuously into Mother Horn. As this is all going on, there's times in the night where you hear scuffles as actors get up and are replaced by other actors, the folks that you saw on the stage eventually coming back to the quarters, and those here that were resting going to begin rehearsals.
How often do they shift, or how often is there a performance? Do we get a sense of that? I mean, we're sleeping, of course, but
You would have known from, or you would have learned from conversation with them, that performances are happening 16 hours out of the day.
oh wow, okay.
It is basically all of the time that the hag is awake, the theater is working.
Okay.
when it's not rehearsals are happening, either in the shadow theater that they tell you about, that each of them are a little bit creeped out by. There's something off about the place, something that feels alive in an uncomfortable way to them. Or like you saw when you entered, rehearsals happening on the main stage, that Endlin only watches performances twice a day from the balconies. And occasionally, when the mood strikes her, she will swoop down onto the stage itself in the closing minutes to steal the show. And while plays are being rehearsed, she spends most of her time peering at her orrery of tragedies and transcribing the prophecies that are fed to her into books.
Okay.
During those 8 hours when no plays are being performed or rehearsed, is when she seems to sleep. They've never been allowed up into the area that she kind of calls her own. But it's above where this is. And as far as they know, there seem to be 3 levels above the ground. And then the one that you saw below.
Are there any critters in this area after we wake up, like in the morning? Mice, bugs, nothing?
Mm-mm.
Have we seen any since we've been here?
Not inside Motherhorn. Everything is meticulous. Like you've seen spiders, but like the
So we have seen
cobwebs.
spiders.
Yes. It's like the cobwebs have been placed.
Very purposefully.
Yeah. She's going for a vibe.
Can I speak with one of the spiders?
The last time you saw spiders, there aren't any in this room as it's kind of a little too lived in. You saw spiders in the props room.
Can I get back down to the props room?
Sure. Yeah, it's like down the hall from you.
I would like to find a spider
They're on the wings.
on the wigs. Okay. And I would like to speak with him and or her. May I ask who I'm speaking with? My name's Cody. And I produce a cricket, which feels like a backslide for me, but now I have 9 other crickets. That's breakfast, guys. I'm sorry. I hand it to him. Robert. I'm going to save some of that for later. It's going to be a lot for you. I have a proposition for you. I was wondering, would you mind scuttling about the place and letting me see what you see? As many rooms as you can get your little eyes on.
It looks at the other spiders. Roll persuasion.
Persuade. Charmin a spider. What will he say? Robert the spider.
15?
It takes the rest of the cricket, some of it already mushy as it had tried to eat more than it was capable of, and begins to wrap it in web, and then sticks it inside of the wig.
Cricket. As many as you would like. Okay. And then I cast Beast Sense on him. So now for the next hour, I can view through his eyes. Or any of his senses.
Do you... And he doesn't have like a direction where to go to scuttle about.
I just want him to scuttle about. I don't know if he's smart enough for me to send him to a specific place.
Okay.
But I just kind of want Cody to spend the next hour trying to absorb as much of Motherthorn as possible.
Okay, so he is like that big.
I get you.
So he can't get super far, but you are able to see the library with this sense, and we'll probably read this again when you all come in here, but just so you can kind of see what he's seeing. This magnificent hall is lined with stone bookshelves housing a library of leather-bound tomes. 3 elderly, bespectacled goblins climb ladders to fetch books for 3 slender, cloaked figures who are reading while seated in overstuffed armchairs.
More Darklings?
Cloaked figures. It goes, as it kind of makes its way around the bookshelves, it goes down a hallway, passing what appears to be a staircase, and moving forward, scuttling underneath a door. The walls of this room are adorned with wooden masks,
Okay.
most of which look like shocked goblin faces. Dozens of masks hang neatly from hooks on the walls, and several more are stowed haphazardly on the shelves of an old bookcase.
Somebody told us something about masks.
2 padlocked cages stand in a far corner. One is occupied by a panic-stricken goblin, and the other is empty. In the middle of the room, 2 copper poles, 10 feet apart, descend from an 8-foot ceiling. Each pole has a 1-foot diameter copper spear at the end of it, 3 feet off the floor. Between the poles, a struggling goblin is shackled to a thin, tall chair so that the spheres are level with the goblin's head. A tall, thin, cloaked figure stands in the shadows. A rictus grin forms beneath the cowl as the figure pulls a lever that juts from a wall. An instant later, a golden lightning leaps between the spheres, catching the shackled goblin in its path. Before the spider reacts, the goblin transforms into a wooden mask that falls to the floor.
Cody audibly goes, "Fuck!"
The spider makes its way back down the hallway.
And this is the stairwell, you said?
Yes. And over. Up. This seems to be a shadowy hallway blocked by a wooden backdrop 10 feet from the entrance, painted to look like a library bookshelf. The spider makes its way along, seeing more of these backdrops, until it enters through another curtain. Rows of tiered seating fill the back half of the theater, and motes of dust float and dance above ancient upholstery. The seats face a stone stage flanked by wooden silhouettes of fir trees, lit from behind and above by a white moon-like sphere of glass that hangs from the ceiling by a short chain against long shadows on the walls. Suspended above the stage is a trapeze. And as the spider enters, it feels off. You can kind of see through its eyes as it's just scuttling along that the shadows kind of move while there's no motion to the light. Slowly shifting.
Whispered, "Robert, get out."
And it
You can't hear me,
scuttles
but-
along. And as it makes its way across, the spell ends.
I'm assuming while I was doing that, you were doing your bird to the Koreds.
Yes. So, sorry, I was also picking my spell. All my spell.
I'm a ranger. I got no new spells at level 6, so it's fine.
I got a free Eldritch Blast.
Yes. Okay. So, yes, I would like to take my, where'd it go? Do some trades. All right. Wild Companion. And yes, spell familiar with fate instead of a beast, and familiar disappears after 3 hours. So using one of my wild shapes, I will create a bird. I'm trying to think what would make the most sense.
On the familiar table, you have owl and raven.
Either one is going to look very intimidating to.
Raven
It'll
will be
take a while, though.
smaller.
Okay, before we do that, I want to think about where am I going to set this thing free? Is there a window or something close by that we can see, or even a little turrets? Like
Yeah,
a
there
little
are
arrow
slits.
split.
Yeah, in the dressing room there are windows.
Where Hurley was.
Okay, so are those windows facing the direction that I would possibly remember? I mean, they're
Yeah, you can see through the southern window that you are kind of northeast of the Koreds henge.
okay.
Do a homing pigeon.
I was thinking about that. I'll go ahead and send an owl, because I think that they'll be a little less conspicuous in the in the storm outside. So I'll send. And do we have paper? Do we have? Okay.
Yes.
We have paper. So write a quick message to them.
Somebody else should read it.
Yes. Write a quick message.
I'll see you in a. No,
Well, yeah, but
it's okay. I practice with my handwriting.
okay.
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 Sorry. Tell
No,
me what
that's
you wanted
fine.
to say.
That's fine.
As I'm like nibbling on the end of the quill.
So, lightning seems important to those in power. I wonder.
Please help us destroy the towers.
Lightning.
I wonder
Lightning
what would
bolts can't work the
happen.
tower.
I appreciate your. No, it's fine. Did you scratch it out?
Yeah.
I appreciate your sense of rhyme. I'm just trying to. If somebody else intercepts it, then I don't want them to know exactly what
that
we're trying to do.
Well, I said it real plain. I just
You
put,
did.
please destroy towers.
Destroy the lightning rods.
In big dramatic. Destroy the lightning rods. And then I'll draw a little doodle of lightning rod.
Please.
Ooh, you should put something in there about how
Please.
like the Brigandocs don't want them to do.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea, right, Percy?
I mean, they hate them.
The Brigandocs would hate that.
Fair. Okay, let's roll it up.
Roll it up. Oh, real quick. What kind of bird did you summon?
An owl.
An owl. Can I borrow Hootie?
I don't know that that's his name, but okay.
Owl. What's the Diabora?
Diamonda.
Diamanda. Diamanda. Would you like a quick pet?
She gets very excited and like strokes up both sides of it. And she like reaches up and seems to whisper something to it. And the owl thinks, turns its head and looks back at you, and then turns back to her and nods. She whispers something else and then just plucks a feather.
You're welcome.
Are we in danger? I didn't mean for that to.
Usually good to ask for consent first.
That's what I did.
Oh, good. Great. All right. Find the Koreds, please. The rock people at the. You see those? Go that way. When you find rock people, give them the message.
Letting it go out the window, it seems like it just plops as it starts to like fall, and then it becomes a dive that it swings out of, majestically opening, and is clearly heading in the direction of the hedge.
I lean in.
Oh, that went a lot better than I thought. I was worried for a second. I don't do that very often.
Oh, I had all the faith in the world in you.
Oh, thank you.
So after a bit,
I'll start
Cody.
petting his ear.
kind of like sits up and goes, "Evil theater."
What is it?
I-
Do you have that? Just go ahead.
I worry for Robert's safety, but we'll just have to see if he returns.
Who's Robert?
He's a spider I recruited from the wig box.
Spider in danger?
I was able to see, like, I can describe from here where the library is, right? Or
Yeah,
from the
well, because
prop room.
in the prop room, it's a curtain north.
Okay. So I found a library filled with books, just filled to the brim. And then there was a horrible room just past some stairs where they turned somebody into a mask using these golden brass kind of like lightning rods. Do I feel like if we turn off the lightning rods, that wouldn't work anymore? I'm just asking.
I mean, it was very much electric that it was
Cody's going to
working.
say, so we definitely need to get rid of the lightning rods to stop that from happening. There's a goblin in there. And I'm saying he saw lightning, and he I'm saying it might not work that way, but he's saying it does.
It's burned into your memory now that you're looking back on it. The goblin in the cage yelling, "Pinky!" as the one was turned into the mask.
Apparently, one of the goblins was named Binky. Does that mean anything?
Yes.
Wasn't that one of the? Wasn't that the goblin parent? No. Okay.
Specklenose and Zolt.
And then further down from there was a theater, but the theater seemed to like notice Robert. But what's important is the theater has a fake moon in it.
So we cover that up.
Wouldn't
the
that be
sun?
an eclipse?
Mm-hmm.
We found a giant sun cut out in the prop room, didn't we? When we first got here, wasn't there like a big fake sun near the marionette?
I believe so. I will double check on that.
So that's what I found. What have you guys, anything yet? Oh, and I also hand out crickets to everybody, including Hurley.
We just sent a message over to the Korads to see if they can help with destroying the. What? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That sounds like
No?
a phone call.
Destroying the lightning rods.
Has
So hopefully that'll work.
has Cosmo returned?
Has Cosmo returned?
Cosmo's not returned yet.
No. Also, Percy's in his underwear right now. Working on his armor.
Does Percy look ripped?
He lived in a cage. He didn't eat anything, so yeah.
Cody spends
Slightly emaciated.
a little too long staring at Percy before like moving his eyes away.
In that room, there was a 8-foot diameter circular wooden disc painted to look like a smiling moon.
Well, why don't we get that? We get paid. So,
Or we could just make a sun too
If-
and use that one as a backup just in case.
One thing that I wanted to
Like
do.
the theater did look evil. I made that clear, right? It looked like it noticed Robert.
No, that's very true. Just to kind of go back a little bit, if there was anything or any time to do it, and if I could have somehow gotten the tiefling skull, I was going to try and make it look like it was flaming. That's why I was looking for the red cloth to make it look like it was on
With some
fire
wire?
and improve just whatever I could, just to craft something to make it look like a flaming skull.
Taking like the copper wires off the parasol in the prop room, you're able to
Yep.
fix them to that. Go ahead and roll either a performance or a. Do you have any tools? I'm trying to remember.
No, I have.
Roll a performance dexterity check.
Okay.
So dexterity with your performance bonus.
Turn into a really dexterous monkey. Never do that.
And then all of my wild shapes are gone for this round. 12. Wait, no, with my dex, that's 14.
Yeah, you are able to make with what you have without damaging the skull. Fairly.
I was, very cognizant of not trying to hurt being respectful to the skull.
It is better flaming. Oh,
I just thought that might
These-
help visualize.
these arguments are going to be dramatic. And that's where we'll end tonight. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Mighty Misfit Menagerie, this Wild Beyond the Witchlight. We appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Do we have I wasn't sure if it was a raised hand or like a pose.
We used to stretch my 37-year-old back.
We're going to take a brief break and then come back in a little bit with our next chapter of Candlekeep Mysteries with Mr. Henry as our DM. So, very excited for that. And with that, thank you so much for everybody for tuning in, whether you're on YouTube, Twitch, or on podcasts. If there's anything you'd like to see, please let us know. Or here. And thank you so much to the patrons, Sparky, Dossiman, Daniel, Prio's Mom, Alistair, Sean, Prockelman, Death's Grasp, Eric Fox, Meepo, Dream Lover, and Duke Rellan. And with that, we'll come up with the tagline.
Bye.